Good to see you too, sis.
What brings you home?
The second trailer for the Black Widow movie has just been released. Scarlett Johansson will reprise her role as Natasha Romanoff, but she won't be the only professionally trained femme fatale in the new film. In Natasha's own words, there is a whole new world of widows that she'll have to contend with. But who are the widows? Are they all as strong as Natasha? And are they friends or foes? Let's discuss. Fans of the films have been waiting a long time to find out more about Natasha Romanoff's life before the Avengers. Glimpses of her training as a ballerina from Age of Ultron allowed us a little insight into her past, but her reason for practicing ballet, whether as a cover-up for her spy activities, a training exercise, a passion of hers, or memories implanted by her instructors, it was never made clear. And we all know that she's trained hard since she was a child to become a skilled fighter, but we're never told how or why she receives this training. So when it comes to creating an origin for Black Widow, Marvel has a lot of comic book material and directions they can go in. Though Natasha is the Black Widow we all know and love, she's actually not the only one. Natasha was trained in the USSR's Red Room program, which is known as the Black Widow program in the films. She was trained along with other female sleeper agents. In the comics, only the most highly skilled operative is given the name Black Widow. But since the films are using the Black Widow program as a title, it's possible that they refer to multiple agents as Black Widows. These other widows are likely very strong since they've had to go through the same grueling training as Natasha since they were children. The training in the Black Widow program includes combat, weapons, and tactical skills training, as well as acrobatics. And according to the comics, sterilization is a requirement if women wish to graduate from the program. This already seems pretty cruel, but the cruelty doesn't stop there. Most of the girls trained are brought to the program as orphans. They're brainwashed and indoctrinated to serve the USSR and carry out some of their toughest missions, regardless of any physical or emotional pain that it may cause them. In fact, the operatives are desensitized towards pain and emotion, resulting in widows that are often cold and unmerciful. This is why the widows have often turned out to be villains or at least anti-heroes in the comics and adaptations. Some insight into the training done by the program appears in the Marvel television series Agent Carter. Dottie Underwood, played by Bridget Regan, is a villain in the series who was trained by the Red Room. As a child, she was forced to fight in a duel with one of her closest friends, Anya, after she was caught stealing and sharing bread with her. Dottie won the battle by ending Anya's life. In Agent Carter, Dottie does not shy away from doing the dirty work to achieve her goals. These types of cruel fights and the desensitized women they created were common in the program. So when we see Natasha reuniting with widows from her past in the new film, there will likely be a lot of bad blood between them. Though the identities of most of the new widows remains a mystery, one significant character that's featured in Black Widow is Yelena Belova, later known as the Super Adaptoid in the comics. The character will be played by Florence Pugh. In the comics, Yelena is trained as a second Black Widow after Natasha becomes unloyal to the USSR. She was the first agent to graduate with better marks than Natasha and felt that she was the only woman who was owed the title of Black Widow. This caused her to become a worthy adversary for Natasha, and the two butted heads often in the comics. She's known for her expert marksmanship, her skill with weapons in general, and her skill in hand-to-hand combat. She was also granted the power of the Super Adaptoid, which upgraded her skills because it enabled her to obtain the powers and abilities of anyone she touched. This ability probably won't be seen in the Black Widow movie, but it's very possible that it will make an appearance if Yelena crosses over into other Marvel properties. In the trailer for Black Widow, Pugh's character seems more like an ally than a villain. The repurposing of the character might allow Marvel to feature her as a new version of the Black Widow in future films, since they'll be needing someone to take Natasha's place. And her potential as a character is huge, given her similarities to Natasha but the distinct powers she later develops. And considering Pugh's rising star power, she was recently nominated for an Oscar for her role in Little Women. women, it's very possible that Marvel means to find a more permanent role for her in the MCU. Another widow that is featured in the trailer is Melina Vostokoff, played by Rachel Weisz. In an interview that Weisz did at San Diego Comic-Con, she revealed that she was playing another Black Widow in the film, and that her character was a highly skilled spy and assassin, and also deeply involved in scientific research. In the comics, Melina is also known as the Iron Maiden. She has a deep hatred for the Black Widow because she's had to live in her shadow. She even attempts to assassinate Natasha at one point. Later, she becomes a part of an elite group of female supervillains called Femizons. But like Yelena, Melina seems to be a friend to Natasha in the upcoming film. Still though, with her comic book motives, it's possible that the two of them will have a history as rivals. Melina may even turn on the Black Widow by the end of the film. And given that in the comics, Natasha has been biologically enhanced by the Black Widow program, is very similar to how Captain America was enhanced, Weisz's comments about Melina's scientific interest might play an important role in the film. It could be entirely unrelated, but the creation of biologically enhanced super assassins might just be addressed, you never know. Rachel Weisz has also said that there are quite a number of widows in the new movie besides the ones we've learned about so far. It's likely we will get to know a lot more about the secret organization through multiple widows when the movie comes out. Some of these widows appear unnamed in the trailer. They're dressed like Natasha and have a similar fighting style. We even see them fighting in sync with one another, a nod to Natasha's ballerina days. They also fight with multiple types of weapons, which Natasha is known to do. All of these sneak peeks suggest that the training process for the Black Widows will be outlined quite descriptively in the new film. And it's likely that the personalities and motivations of multiple widows will be explored. Unlike Yelena and Melina, who seem to be working with Natasha, these other widows seem to be enemies. Maybe the movie will explore their loyalty to each other in comparison to their loyalty to the USSR. Whether or not they end up working with Natasha is a mystery, but it's possible that the widows could become allies in the future. But Natasha will face more than the widows in the new film. The main villain is expected to be Taskmaster, who was shown in the first trailer wearing all black and wielding a bow. The second trailer shows him with his signature look and shield, fending off the Black Widow's attacks. Taskmaster has a power that enables him to remember and perfectly copy any human movement. So he basically photocopies people's skills and uses them for himself. If Natasha is facing him along with a group of female fighters trained as meticulously as her, then we're in for some epic battles focused on physical combat and firepower. Along with the widows, the Red Guardian is joining Natasha's team, portrayed by actor David Harbour. The Red Guardian also has a pretty big reputation, but it's different from the widows. He was like a Captain America for Russia in his prime. The trailers have shown him, Yelena, and Melina acting like family with Natasha, but it's unknown exactly how he and the widows come to be in contact. In the comics, he was married to the Black Widow for a period of time, but it's possible that that relationship won't be explored at all in the film. As for the chronology, Black Widow will be set just after Captain America Civil War, somewhere during the 2-year gap before the events of Avengers Infinity War. It will take place in Budapest, a trip which has been referenced by Hawkeye in the Avengers films. It'll be the first official film of Phase 4, so even if Natasha may not be returning to future films after the events in Endgame, the movie is likely to begin a new wave for the Black Widow and the entire MCU. So, what are your speculations and theories on the upcoming Black Widow film? Are you excited to get to see it, meet all the new mysterious widows, and finally find out more about Natasha's past serving the USSR? Do you think that Florence Pugh or Rachel Weisz might just become the next major player in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.